in college football. After just one season and a switch to a 3-4 defense, the Aggies improved to 55th overall. The quick turnaround was not a surprise for the Aggies defensive coordinator.
I expected us to be good. I thought we could have been better, in certain things. I knew, there's always going to be a growth phase in learning, the new defense. But I thought we had some good players, and our attitude was changing the right way.
But the Aggies' success on defense had many wondering if DeRuyter would be one and done in College Station. DeRuyter's name was mentioned as a candidate for several head coaching jobs.
A little bit before the season was over, I think that was one of our main focuses. Like, we didn't really come out and say it, but everybody was thinking, is Coach DeRuyter going to leave us and stuff? He just got here. He just helped us start getting good. When I started hearing those rumors after the game, I was kind of like scared, So I'm glad he came back, and I don't know what we would have done, because we had, such a good season last year, and I know this year is going to be even better. And it's all because of DeRuyter.
Of course, improving in year 2 of this system won't be easy. The Aggies lose some of their biggest playmakers in Lucas Patterson, Michael Hodges, and Von Miller.
Von is a guy that you really can't replace, Those kind of guys, once every 10, 15, 20 years, guys like that. So we know we can't replace him, but as a unit, we can replace some of his production.
Former walk-on Caleb Russell and Demontre Moore are in a battle to replace Miller and his 10.5 sacks at the joker position. Moore got some time as a freshman last season, recording 5.5 sacks while filling in for Miller, who was slowed with an ankle injury early in the season.
Yeah, honestly, I do feel like I'm ready to go in there and show what I have, and not only that, I have to go in there and do my best, because if I don't, like I said, I have talented people right behind me, like Caleb Russell. He's really talented. He played late in the season, but now during the spring, we've been switching back and forth.
Well, I wouldn't want to put on Demontre that he's got to fill the shoes of Von. I mean, Von's a unique player, but Demontre's had a good spring. He's got a lot of really good raw material to work with. We've got to continue to develop with him. He can be a special athlete.
The Aggies' biggest improvement last season came stopping the run, finishing first in the Big 12.
We should take pride in nobody being able to line up and run the ball on us. And if they don't run the ball, then that's when, on third down, Coach DeRuyter can get crazy and dial up and bring the house.
While the Aggies' defense improved from 11th to 4th in pass efficiency in the Big 12 last year, the secondary is looking for more takeaways.
This past year, we got our hands on a lot of balls. I mean, we didn't catch a lot of them, but this year we really got to work on catching the ball and making more plays. Because we did have about 15, 16 interceptions as a defensive group this year, but we had our hands on about 30.
Caleb Russell may not only be starting at the joker position when the Aggies open up the season against SMU, he'll also have the honor of wearing the 12th man jersey. At halftime of the spring game, Russell competed against defensive backs DeAndre Thompson and C.J. Jones in an obstacle course. The winner was determined by the fans via text message, and Russell was the winner by a landslide.
Such tradition in that thing, in the 12th man just itself is just so humbling. Like, to be able to represent my Lord and the 12th man right behind me, and it's just an awesome experience. I'll cherish it forever.
Well, and you're fighting for a lot more than just a 12th man spot. You, of course, are in there running. Not that anyone can replace Von Miller, but you're there fighting for a starting position as well.
Yes, ma'am. Von Miller is a heck of an athlete, and it's a big role to fill, but that's where we just got to step up and I'm going to do everything I can for my team and my family, and just do everything I can for this team, and just go out and just leave it all on the field.
All right, I'm joined now by David Sandhop, publisher of the Aggie websiter at scout.com, and thanks so much for being here, first of all.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let's start with Ryan Tannehill. Just give us your thoughts on what you've seen from him here in the spring, going into his first full spring, and who's backing him up?
Well, I think Ryan's doing a good job this spring. He's been very consistent. There have been a few times where he was tracking his receiver, had a couple interceptions a spring, but by and large, other than that, he's been on the money. I think that the biggest drama was at the backup position, and that really hasn't been resolved yet. That'll be resolved in the fall. You have two redshirt freshmen. You have Jamel Showers, and you also have Matt Jokel, and they've really been battling out. Right now, if you ask Coach Sherman, he's not going to tell you which is above. I think Jamel had a pretty good spring, but it's going to be neck and neck going into the fall.
All right, let's move to the defensive side of the ball. What about the inside linebackers replacing Michael Hodges?
That's probably the one area coming out of spring. There's still question marks. Kyle Mangan is certainly someone that they thought was going to come in and patch. He had a solid spring, but I think that they still see that's an area where they can improve. One person to really keep an eye on is a freshman who came in midterm, Donnie Baggs from Clear Springs. He really has opened up some eyes, but he's a true freshman. So you have him. You also have Jonathan Stewart, who's been inconsistent. And you have, of course, you have Garrick Williams as a one spot coming back you feel pretty good about. But that other inside spot is really open right now.
I think one of the biggest questions might be the secondary.